Hello, my name is Brody Park. I go to Walton High School and I'm currently a sophomore. And this is my project that won me my regional technology competition. And I'm now going to state in a couple days. And it is a quiz generator that teachers can use. And it uses ChatGPT's API to generate various types of questions. Let me show you how it works. Here it is. So you can choose a subject, history, grade level. I'll choose my grade, 10th grade, and it's a quiz for the type and the topic, World War II, and teacher. This next page, and here is where you can choose the types of questions. So for multiple choice, I can make like 7 questions, true and false, do 3. Short answer, I'll make 5 questions. And when I click the create button, when I press the create button, it sends a request to ChatGPT, and for all the questions, and after it's done generating, it'll open editing screen, as you can see here, and it shows all the questions that have been generated. Okay. And everything for the multiple choice and the true and false, anything that has a star at the end of it is the correct answer. And if you double click, you can change an answer choice. So maybe I want to put something random. It can be anything. And when I click the finish button, it generates the PDF. And open, it generates a questions PDF and an answer key. As you can see, here is the change I made. And here are all the questions. Okay, and here's the answer key. And for the short answer, it just gives an example answer. Okay, so let me show you how I did this. So first of all, to create all these, all the UIs, the user interfaces, I used Qt Creator. And it was actually pretty simple. And I also used VS Code, and I used the PyQt6 libraries. Okay. All right. So Qt Creator uses widgets as its main way to collect, use, and display data. For example, home screen. For example, home screen. Yep. So right here, this is a widget. It is the next page button. As you can see, it is this button right here. And when it is clicked, it connects a method, just show login screen, and it sets the central widget to the next screen, which is the second screen, as you saw earlier. And one of my favorite parts of this project was multi-threading. So after I'm done generating, after I'm done choosing all these questions, I click the create button, and it shows the loading screen and it sends a request to ChatGPT, right? But you can't do that using one thread, so you have to use 2 threads. So one of the problems I had in the beginning was when I clicked the create button, it didn't show the loading screen. It did nothing. Then after the questions were generated, then it showed the loading screen. That's not what I want. I want them to both go at the same time. So what I did here was using the current thread, I execute all this code right here, and this is what executes everything. And then I create a new thread on this line, and here's all, and these 4 lines of code is what happens after it. These 4 lines down here are what generates the questions, and these up here, 37 to 39, that is what shows the loading screen. Okay. And I will show you how I generate all the questions. So in this function right here, I create several strings that this is what I send to ChatGPT to generate my questions. And what most of it is just formatting, right? Because I have to put it all on a PDF. And if they're every time I ask every time it gives something back to me, if it's a different format, then it won't work. So I have to make sure that it gives me the same format every single time. And even though I have this massive paragraph, sometimes it gives me like the wrong format, right? So down here, this is where I check. This is where I check if it gives me the wrong format. So I use the number of lines. I do some calculations, and these lines right here, this line right here, 355 is where I send the request, and 357 is where I get the response. Okay, and this is for the multiple choice. I do true and false, and I do the short answer questions, and after that I emit all those responses, all those strings. And let me show you how I put it all on a PDF. So under this PDF function, all of this initial stuff right here just puts the kind of the name, and then where you put your name, teacher name, and the date. These three function calls is what actually puts the answers on the PDF. Okay. All right. So when ChatGPT gives me a response, it gives me one big string, right? And I can't just put that one big string on the piece of paper, so I have to parse it. So these three functions is what parses each type of question. Okay. And this line to long function checks whether if, like for example, these example answers, some of these example answers, they're too long, right? This example answer is 2 lines. It can't fit on one line, so it has to go to the next line. So that is what this line to long function does, is cut string, cuts it, cuts the line in the middle using this get space function, because you don't want to cut it in the middle of a word, right? You want to cut it at a space. So that's what these two functions do. And this check page length, without this check page length, after question number 13, there would be nothing else. It would just go off the page. But no, you want to create a new page, right? That's what this check page length does. Okay. And these two functions right here is where I actually plot the strings on the PDF after I parse it, of course. Okay, and that's it. That was my project. Thank you for watching.